Good morning. I want to show you something. Look at the contrast on this tree. The green and the red. The beauty that exists on the underside of the leaves as compared to the fire that's on the limbs above it. The contrasts in yellow and red, and then hints again of green. I find that so fascinating. The beauty that exists in that tree lies in the contrasts that exists on the one living thing. The contrast of green and red and orange all happening at the same time. Those green leaves, we've had some cold frost, some cold mornings. The green is almost frozen in its place, still holding on to summer, while the rest of the tree is moving forward into fall. Contrasts are an amazing thing, and if we didn't have the contrasts that exist in our world, the beauty that would be open to us would be far less. Even in ourselves, there are contrasts. We wrestle with one thing or the other. There are desires we have to be good and kind and loving, to be a positive contribution to society. And then we have the contrasting self, which we would label as weaker, where we give in to our more unkind selves. We're impatient and we say things that later we regret. This war, this wrestling between contrasts that exists even in our own selves. Instead of wishing it away, instead of wishing that I were only good, that there was no contrast of darkness to my light, let's remember that tree. We are who we are at the moment. We are works in progress, like these trees that surround us. The beauty of what fall is doing, and morning light, what morning light does to the beauty around us. If we were all yellow at the same time, or all red at the same time, no big deal, no beauty. So it's hard to think about. Why would I embrace my darker side, my weaker side? Because that's the whole you right now. That's where you are as an entire person. And if you reject the darker or the weaker sides of who you are, the contrasting sides, you reject yourself. And there's no way to move forward as a whole person. We remain divided, at war with ourselves. So when we look at what we're less proud of, the contrasting elements in our lives, let's look with hope. We look at ourselves with acceptance and love. That's where I am right now. Maybe not where I want to stay, but it's where I am. And then with the appreciation in our heart for what is growing within us, we acknowledge the fact that contrast is necessary. Contrast is motivational. It helps us to stay aligned, to stay on track. But don't reject the parts of yourself that you're less proud of. Keep your heart open to all of you. And if you're a person of faith, then you know that the divine can do something with that, with our acceptance, our loving acceptance of ourselves. Be aware of contrasts in your own life today. If it helps you to make lists, because for some people it does, then do that. Mark down the things that you're more proud of and the things you're less proud of. And don't reject the weak. Keep your heart open to all of you, to the whole self. And be amazed at the beauty that can be existing in your life and also the good that you can do by accepting those.